Monarch Legacy of Monsters had me worried when I was going into this. A few of my issues with some of the other monster movies, the Godzilla movies, the Kong movies, is that the story is strongest when we focus on the creatures, but where it's weakest is when we focus on the humans. It detracts from the story we actually want to see. But when we have a series, you know they're not going to have the budget to be able to do the monster the whole time. So the story will totally be centered on the humans. So that had me worried going into it. And even for the first couple of episodes, even though you do get some monster moments in this series, I was worried. I was like, I'm not really getting into it. But it gets better. Let's talk about Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Set after the battle between Godzilla and the Titans revealing that monsters are real, follows one family's journey to uncover the buried secrets and legacy linking them to Monarch. So because this story is so centered on one family, a father that has some secrets and his kids that are trying to find out about the secrets and why he had so many secrets, and the aftermath of what happened in San Francisco, there is a lot of concentrated family moments that is interesting because they're always on a journey to go to somewhere exotic, somewhere icy and cold, somewhere hot and windy in the jungle, somewhere to do with monsters. That is always exciting, and they always have a certain pursuit, whether it's the monsters or people from Monarch chasing them. That makes it it feels like there's a time constraint that feels like you are always looking over your shoulder, always wondering who's going to be caught up next. So because we have that kind of time thing pushing against you, because there's always something like a threat somewhere, it does help keep the pacing and the mood elevated leading into that adventure. Now the aesthetics of this series look great. The way they filmed it, because they film a lot of like on location in different places. They didn't do, obviously there is green screen because there's no kaiju as far as we know yet, but they film a lot of their set pieces on locations, in different locations, and that really helps to elevate it, keep it real, keep it tangible in amongst the monster shots. We have I guess two time zones that we look at. One in the past to build the story of what happened before for the creation of the Monarch company that is, you know, now that we have in the monster universe, and to the family now that is affected because of that. So for the most part, we're following this one family and we get to know them through the past of what has happened before, but also what's happening now. And so we have the bits that make them take past relationship moments that build on the characters that we kind of are figuring out that we like. But for me, this series really kicks into high gear when Kurt Russell's on screen. Now for me, we don't get enough of him from what I've seen, and I've seen up to 6 episodes. There are 10 in total. We are dropping the first 2, I say we, Apple are dropping the first 2 episodes, and then it's weekly, working its way all into like the middle of January when it finishes on the 10th episode. Each of the episodes are quite hefty. They're like 45 minutes long or longer depending on the episode, so it's a big story that they're telling. But it's not really focused on the monsters. The monsters are present, and when you do get them, when you do see them, they're incredible. From what I've seen, they really look great. It doesn't feel like they've cheapened on the CG, but the stories and the set pieces of where our characters go, that's where it focuses on, and it does actually work. It's entertaining and fun. You do kind of need to give it those couple of episodes. From episode 3, I thought it felt like it kicked in better. So I would say if you've watched the first 2 episodes and you weren't absolutely blown away, I would say give it another episode. Watch that episode 3. If you like it, then I think you'll be on board for the rest. So far, out of the 6, I think it's fantastic, really fun, great to see Kurt Russell in a TV series. Everybody's acting well, you like their characters, you're rooting for them, you feel what they're going through, and you're wondering what Monarch are gonna do wrong next. Let me know what you think about the storyline of how Monarch came into be. Who's your favorite character in this? Also, which is your favorite Godzilla movie, like in the Monsterverse, that Legendary have done? Which is your favorite out of there? I would love to know. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.